Are you tired of a lack of justice in this multiverse? Or perhaps you just despise the corvids, assuming you know of them? I am here, using the form of one of my adversaries, to offer a solution. We are the Shrikes.
As you can probably tell by how strange that was, as well as the title of this video, we're going to talk about an ARG I've been running by the name of Corvid Knights. It's an ARG I've been running for quite a while now. I'd say about 2 years. Granted, there aren't a lot of videos from 2 years ago. I think there's only 2. But been going for a while now, and I figure it's time to announce it on my main channel to hopefully get some more audience participation. Without further ado, I introduce Sparky.
It's been honestly pretty fun doing the filming for this project. It's interesting, and I'm always happy to help my buddy out and help him chase one of his dreams. You know, as long as I can help him make something that he thinks is really cool, then that's all that matters to me. That's all that's important to me. You know, the way I see Nomad as a character, he's more of a quiet, curious individual. He doesn't really want to get too much involved in violence, but certain things can obviously push an individual's limits, and I think that is probably a decent way to summarize it without giving away too much.
Thank you, Sparky, for giving us some insight into your character. Now it is time to move on to Crimson, the Whispering One himself.
Gaze upon the rift, for its clarity will set our judgment free.
Howdy everybody, Whispering One here. So this entire ARG experience has been very fun. From laying in the back of a Walmart parking lot in the snow, to punching a camcorder in the face, and in general just being able to dress up with a mirage of masks, different outfits, and going to different places. It's just been like a ton of fun. I mean, well, I would say that everything's been fun, except for this last week. So, about 2 weeks ago, I found this very good area, which later on in the story you guys will be able to see. And it was a nice, open, woodsy area with a little bit too much brush, but once we got past that, it was really beautiful. And so we decided to go out there and not check ourselves for ticks on our way back, only to discover the next day that we both had a deer tick. So we thought, man, we should take some antibiotics to deal with that. So we did. And then proceeded to have the worst stomach pains for the next 5 days. Honestly, at that point, I was thinking the Lyme can just take me. We're doing much better now, so that's mostly the reason why that this is coming out so late. But besides that, this has been an entire pleasure just to do for everybody. This has been a ton of fun, and I hope to be doing a lot more of this kind of stuff. I don't know how much more I'll be doing personally in the future, but I'll be there alongside Cinderia and watching this entire thing unfold, if not anything else. So yeah, this has been great. Boom. Also, Chili's was fantastic.
Thank you, Crimson, for being a part of this, as well as letting us know that Chili's tasted pretty good. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure what that's about, but I had to leave it in, because it was too funny not to. But anyways, yeah, no, wasn't sure if we were going to actually talk about the deer tick situation, but yeah, we did. And let me tell you, it sucked. But, yeah, no, we've been filming in a lot of various locations, and it's been quite fun finding new places that we previously didn't know existed, as well as finding interesting ways to make the same place look different. We are actually about halfway through filming Volume 2. Things have been getting interesting involving that. However, we have had to head to a few locations. I pray I never have to head to Stonington again because dear tick. But anyways, thanks to Sparky here, we've gained access to one of the locations that is actually in the first video of Volume 2. Y'all will see that in roughly 2 weeks if I had to guess based on when this comes out. And it's thanks to Sparky here that we were able to even know of that, because I was actually trying to find some sort of waterfront area we could do that, but the problem is over in Connecticut, there's not a lot of free areas to do that at. So it kind of just worked out.
It can be a bit of a pain in the ass sometimes.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm not gonna dox you on stream. I think that'd be kind of shitty.
I live at 123 Butt Fuck Avenue, apartment 69. Come over at 4:20 p.m. and I'll eat your ass.
That's a big ass condo.
Anyways.
Yeah, it's funny to me that it went from originally a project that I was writing in its entirety to I write most of it. However, Sparky has influenced the direction of a lot of this stuff thanks to his ideas, and I mean that in the best way possible.
It's my shit now, bitch.
You right.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
No, but it actually has been nice having a secondary input, especially considering the strangeness of running an ARG. Like, something that people don't seem to realize outside of ARGs, myself included, because I didn't think of this back when I first started it, is it is way more difficult to write for an ARG because you have to be so unbelievably in depth. Like, you have to think everything through, because you never know what people are going to look too deep into.
Yeah. You know?
Go ahead.
Oh, no. Well, it's just... Obviously, too, right? I've always enjoyed doing stuff with writing, and have worked with other people with, you know, helping them out with different projects and all that stuff. So, it's just... You know, I have no qualms about giving my input here and there. Although, I would say... At times, I feel like I'm more of like an editor than anything. You know, I feel like I shouldn't be given too much credit. But no, it's been fun. It's been you know, it's been a curious new experience, and you know, I'm just I'm enjoying doing something with my buddy.
Yay. I will say nothing beats when I asked you about, like, how would you feel about joining the ARG, like, the first time way back, like, I would say about 2 years ago, back when we first launched Guide Has Arisen, and I asked you, and you're like, nah, and then I was like, you know what, let me ask him nowadays, because it's been a couple of years, and you're like, oh, dude, I have one I have to show you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he's gotten into them now, has he?
I wouldn't say I'm super, like, into them, but, like, there's shit that come across my radar every now and again that I was like, oh, that's fucking neat. That's eerie.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I will say I absolutely have been enjoying Gemini Home Entertainment.
It's you know, some of that stuff is very wacky.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I still thought it was. Did you happen to watch Local 58 before I got you into it, or was that one of the ones I got?
No,
you into?
you were the one that introduced it to me.
Okay, I wasn't
And then,
sure.
like, immediately after you introduced it, a channel I follow that covers, like, a whole bunch of, like, different horror content, like movies, series, all that stuff. He covered Local 58, like, immediately after. I was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that actually is a really good time.
Yeah, like, ARGs typically aren't really my bread and butter. They're always stuff that, like, pique my curiosity, and I will appreciate from a distance. But it's never anything I take, like, super... It's never anything I take super seriously, I suppose, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're fun to see at a distance, because it makes you, you know, think about, like, the sort of process that the people go through to think of all this interesting lore, and honestly, I respect it. It takes a good bit to actually think that shit through.
Yeah.
I don't think I have the fucking brain for it, but you know.
The only reason I do is because I've been cooking this one for like, oh god, I don't even know how long.
My only strength is like actually just writing characters and stuff. That's my only real pride point. So I wish I could have the same sort of mind as people who write ARGs.
I mean, I feel if you keep throwing your head, I feel like it's kind of like Dark Souls, where if you just keep throwing your head at it, eventually you'll be able to do it.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, practice makes perfect type of thing.
Definitely one of the weirder aspects to me is actually like quote unquote acting in this project. I definitely don't think like what I'm doing is good enough to qualify as acting, but
I mean, you're doing better than most of us, I will say that. You're definitely doing better than I am.
regardless, like it's odd. You know, I never expected to like ever do anything on camera, and admittedly, you know, I'm still hiding my face and all that shit, so I still have a level of separation that most people don't have, but
Yeah.
it's still like, it's still strange. Still strange.
Hey, fortunately, I'm gonna be the only one who ends up actually, you know, visible on camera, and I already have been. Because I find it so funny that, although maybe my uncle would be okay with doing it, I don't know yet, I haven't talked to him about it, but it's so funny to me, like, the fact that pretty much everyone who's involved with the ARG doesn't really want their face on camera. Like, you know, you got Crimson, who, you know, has all of his characters have a mask of some kind, so you can barely tell who they are, even as their friend. And then there's you, who doesn't really want to be on camera at all, and I can't exactly blame you. The internet is not a fun place. And then there's there's Cyanide, you know, my manager who works with me there, and you know, he doesn't even want any part of him on camera, which was really difficult, but it was actually a fun writing challenge to me because, funny enough, you never see Jeff. That's the character in, you know, Game Exchange. You never see Jeff, but he will end up having some really, actually he already has rather, had some important lines, and has been an instrumental part of this. And it's, to me, that's kind of funny, like from a writing standpoint, but I love it.
Yeah. As for me, it's just, you know, maybe if I was a drama kid, right? Maybe if I was a drama kid and I was used to like being up on stage and all that shit, maybe I'd be a little bit more used to that. It's more of just like shaking the fact that it's awkward to essentially play pretend on camera. You know, I have immense respect for fucking actors because that's basically what they're doing, and they can do that shit, you know, without missing a beat.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, I look forward to doing this. I originally planned to have 3 volumes. There will be a 4th one, and it will become evident as to why when we get there. I can't say anything on this, but I will say, at least for Sparky's sake, you don't have to worry too much. I mean, if you're fine with it, we'll probably have you act as somebody else in there, but Nomad's not a part of it, and you'll understand why after this.
Fuck it, dude. Embrace the cringe.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's kind of the best way to do it when it comes to this sort of thing as well, is just kind of pretend it's not until it's not.
Like, even if it ain't some professional shit, right?
It never will be.
We're having fun.
Yeah.
We're having fun.
It's like, hey, when we're all done, we can sit down and play some Halo afterward. Yeah. No, but
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
definitely gonna have a watch party whenever this finishes.
Alright, well, I think I should be heading out.
Yep. Once again, big thanks to Sparky for helping me out with the ARG as well as this video. Links to him and Crimson will be in the description along with the ARG itself. And Local 58 since we talked about it earlier. But anyway, I think it's time for us to check back in with Crimson. one of the things I kind of want to talk about, if Crimson's okay with this, is back when we were first doing this, the fact that Crimson thought this shit was cringe for like the longest time.
I was sat out behind a Walmart in the snow because you told me to, on a whim. It was cold.
I asked you if you were okay with it, and you said, yeah, fuck it, why not?
I was properly moist after the experience.
Yeah, it's almost like you laid in solid water.
I indeed did do that.
Nah, but in all seriousness. But yeah, no, like, it was fun going through all of that, and then once Volume 1 got finished being filmed, and we sat down and watched it, and it honestly was a liberating feeling on my end, mainly because the finale actually came out almost exactly how I envisioned it for Volume 1, and that's already up if you guys want to go see it. But yeah, it seemed that a lot of things changed after that. It seemed that everybody got more excited to get going on it, and hell, we started filming even more frequently than we already were. How did you feel about, sitting down and watching the whole thing?
Besides the fact that my stomach was still churning on the 4th day of antibiotics, it turned out really, really good. I really liked just seeing it all put together after recording so many sporadic scenes. Sparkles did a very good job.
I was gonna say, as far as Max goes,
Remember that time I had to die in a basement?
That video's already out too.
That was a banger.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing about that is, like, originally I was just gonna have Cyanat be dead just on the ground where we were, but I also didn't want you to get your expensive jacket just completely fucking soaked because it had just rained. And Sparky suggested that we, use his basement for that, and I'm like, you know what, actually, that might work better given the whole situation with Guide, and y'all will figure that one out a little later. So, hilariously enough, us being forced to improvise actually ended up making more sense than doing what I had planned. But, yeah, no.
You got marked by a tick for this.
Yeah, no, I've made it very clear we're not going back out there without some fucking bug spray from now on, because, like, neither of us want to put up with that again. Thank you again, Crimson, for being a part of this. And once again, his channel will be linked below, along with the ARG, of course. I look forward to seeing some of you over there. I know this is something that won't be for everybody, but if you think you'd be interested, please go ahead and check it out. And that's it. That's all. Thank you all for watching, and have a good day.